can flat out kill you. And unless you deal with this protein, all the prescription meds and over-the-counter painkillers in the world won't do you any good. And besides, you and I both know painkillers are dangerous and can lead to serious heart and liver damage, and even death, stealing the lives of tens of thousands each passing year. They are not the answer. This protein is. I'll reveal its name in just a moment. And then I'll share with you a natural breakthrough that's clinically tested to wipe away this evil protein from your body. It's safe, non-addictive, and gives you long-lasting relief. In fact, it's so powerful at destroying this protein and killing your pain, European doctors say it's better than morphine for chronic pain, yet safer than aspirin. Truth is, this revolutionary discovery has been used by German hospitals to kill pain for over 70 years, but it's been routinely ignored and suppressed by the big drug companies for decades. You see, decades ago, the reclusive MD and Columbia University professor Dr. Max Wolf discovered a special type of pain-killing enzyme. Dr. Wolf found that when given at the right dose and combination, this natural pain-killing enzyme eliminates aches and pains, reduces swelling and inflammation, kills viruses and bacteria, boosting immune function, improves circulation, decreases high blood pressure, and improves heart health, speeds up recovery from traumatic injury, reduces scar formation, and prevents serious complications after an injury. Dr. Wolf used this discovery extensively in his practice with great success. But in spite of his high-profile patients, Dr. Wolf's breakthrough was marginalized by mainstream medicine. Some even say it was blacklisted. And by the early 1970s, these natural enzymes were killed off by the meteoric rise of Big Pharma's new pain pills. These pain pills, a chemical copy of heroin, are the same pain pills behind today's opioid crisis, killing thousands of innocent people every month. Celebrities like Tom Petty, Prince, and Carrie Fisher were all victims of the opioid crisis. And these pain drugs kill thousands more every month, while drug companies reap billions. But even if you're one of the lucky ones who survives this epidemic, you're running out of time. Once you're over 50, life speeds up. The years start disappearing at a blistering pace. I bet some days you probably wonder if you'll ever have a normal, pain-free day again. But now you have another choice. You have a better and safer option. You really do have a reason for new hope. You must start eliminating this protein from your body today. In just a moment, you'll discover how Dr. Wolf's pain breakthrough gets you off the couch and back to living an active, happy, pain-free life. And there are stacks of clinical, peer-reviewed evidence proving Dr. Wolf's breakthrough pain solution is the real McCoy at freeing you from this endless cycle of agony, without the risk of addiction and death. Because when I discovered this natural painkiller is already being used in Europe, I was amazed at the amount of published research and clinical tests available. In fact, it all started back in 1972 when Dr. Wolf asked himself a very simple question. Why is it that young people often heal faster than older folks? Through his research, he found that when young people are injured, their bodies send a flood of enzymes to the site of the injury. At first, he didn't understand why these enzymes helped kill pain and heal damaged joint tissue. But then, Dr. Wolf looked at the data and noticed there was a link between a higher level of these enzymes and lower levels of that sinister protein. When he looked at the blood work of older people, there were hardly any of these enzymes present at all. This didn't make sense to Dr. Wolf, so he kept digging and found your production of these enzymes slows down after around the age of 27 and drops off a cliff after age 50. But Dr. Wolf discovered a natural way to reintroduce these pain-killing enzymes back into your body. He called it systemic multi-enzyme therapy, or SMET. SMET can help you switch off years of joint pain in a matter of weeks or days even. Systemic multi-enzyme therapy works so well because these enzymes have an analgesic or pain-relieving effect like morphine, but without the risk of addiction or death. And there's a stack of clinical studies that back this up. In fact, over 160 peer-reviewed studies prove systemic multi-enzyme therapy speeds up healing, boosts your immune system, and most importantly, reduces inflammation. Inflammation is a hot topic right now, and for good reason. When you wipe out inflammation, you wipe out your pain. Well, some inflammation, like the redness and swelling around an injury, is a healthy, natural response from your body's immune system. A 14-page Time magazine spread revealed chronic inflammation is the root cause of all disease, including joint pain that robs millions of Americans of their independence. Systemic multi-enzyme therapy helps control your body's inflammatory process. It reduces internal swelling, helps blood cells absorb more nutrients, and improves circulation by breaking down waste and debris. This ramps up oxygen flow to damaged tissues, and it means your achy joints and muscles heal much faster. Health experts have yet to find another solution that works as well as reducing inflammation as systemic multi-enzyme therapy. And doctors worldwide agree the most important thing you can do for pain relief and avoiding diseases like arthritis, cancer, heart disease, diabetes, multiple sclerosis, and Alzheimer's is reduce chronic inflammation. Chronic inflammation is constant, non-stop inflammation raging throughout your entire body. It serves no useful purpose and doesn't always come from injuries. Chronic inflammation is also triggered by environmental toxins and highly processed foods. Studies show that foods like sugary sodas, high fructose corn syrup, and even some vegetables like tomatoes can ramp up cytokines, your body's inflammatory chemicals in your body. But what does inflammation have to do with protein? Well, in response to chronic inflammation caused by processed foods and exposure to environmental toxins, your body overproduces too much of a sticky protein called fibrinogen. Fibrinogen is a protein formed naturally by your body to help wounds heal. It rises at the first sign of a cut or trauma to the skin or blood vessels. Healthy amounts of fibrinogen is not a problem. However, when your fibrinogen levels skyrocket, that's where everything starts to go wrong. You see, all that excess fibrinogen converts to another protein, a protein that arthritis specialists are now calling the joint pain protein, and it's called fibrin. Now, unlike fibrinogen, which goes up and down in your blood, fibrin sticks around. And once it's made, it never leaves, unless you take the steps to lower it that I'll share with you toward the end of this video. So it's important that you stay here with me. Over decades, this rapid rise in fibrinogen, due largely to chronic inflammation, has caused massive clumps of fibrin to clog your bloodstream. Now, when fibrin levels are normal, it's a wonderful thing, because fibrin helps clot your blood when you have an injury. In fact, you would bleed to death without fibrin. However, when fibrin levels are elevated to dangerous levels, your blood becomes dangerously thick. And that's bad news for two reasons. First, in order for your joints to heal, red blood cells must carry oxygen to your cells in order to repair joint tissue. But excess fibrin blocks blood flow. As you can see in this picture taken by a scanning electron microscope, fibrin traps red blood cells, and fibrin prevents blood and oxygen from reaching damaged tissues. In a 2003 study that was published in the journal Rheumatology, scientists found that in animals suffering from arthritis, there was a high amount of fibrin floating around in the fluid between their joints. That wasn't surprising, because fibrin and inflammation go hand in hand. But what did surprise the scientists was that over time, the fibrin started to exit the joint fluid and began latching on to the actual joint tissue of arthritis sufferers, creating hardened deposits. The researchers found that not only did these fibrin deposits make joints swell even more, but then the swelling created even more inflammation. In other words, the researchers had discovered a vicious cycle. Joint inflammation brings fibrin. Fibrin latches onto joint tissue and causes swelling. And this swelling causes more joint inflammation. Now, animals are one thing, but what about humans? Well, in a 2010 study published in the Journal of Thrombosis Research, when scientists studied 46 human patients who suffered from arthritis, they found the exact same thing. Their joint tissue was being plastered by sticky, thick fibrin deposits. This was a huge discovery because it proves this fibrin protein plays a key role in your arthritis. In fact, it explains why other solutions for your arthritis have never worked in the past. Because as long as that hardened shell of fibrin is latched onto your joint tissue, you can take all the anti-inflammatories in the world, but they won't do you much good. Because the fibrin deposits will keep causing more inflammation, which will lead to even more fibrin, which will lead to more inflammation, and on and on and on until you're stuck with chronic pain for the rest of your life. However, studies show excess fibrin is even more dangerous than you can believe. In fact, the pain you're feeling right now could be the early warning symptom of a fibrin-induced heart attack, because studies show that all that extra blood-thickening fibrin stays locked inside your body, and that can lead to sudden heart attacks caused by blood that clots too fast. In a study published by the New England Journal of Medicine, researchers found high fibrin levels play an important part in the development of stroke or heart attack. Another study published in the British Heart Journal found a strong connection between excess fibrin in your blood and an increased risk for heart disease. And in a 2005 study published by the University of Cambridge that analyzed the data of over 154,211 people, researchers were utterly shocked when they saw there is a moderately strong association between high levels of fibrin and the risk of death from a heart attack or stroke. Scary, right? So the scientific evidence is clear. You simply must lower the levels of fibrin in your blood if you have any hope of lowering inflammation, stopping your pain, and even preventing death from a heart attack or stroke. So here's a bit of good news. It's actually super easy to clean out all of this excess fibrin in your blood. Because while this is news to most Americans watching this special presentation today, German scientists have known about the fibrin-inflammation connection for decades. That's why European doctors have used Dr. Wolf's systemic multi-enzyme therapy for over 70 years. In fact, Dr. Wolf's enzyme therapy is standard treatment for pain and heart disease in almost every hospital in Germany, for one simple reason. Systemic enzymes eat fibrin. One of the first published studies proving this appeared in the prestigious Journal of Science all the way back in 1984. The Journal of Blood Coagulation and Fibrinolysis found the same thing in 1995. So did a study published in the Journal of Biological Chemistry in 1997. And more recently, a 2018 study published in Scientific Reports again confirmed this discovery. It's worth repeating, because it's one of the most important scientific discoveries of our lifetime. Systemic enzymes eat fibrin. And this simple fact explains why arthritis is so much more common in folks 45 plus. Because as we age, our body makes less and less proteolytic enzymes, which means we can't break down the fibrin deposits that cause our joints to be inflamed. Systemic multi-enzyme therapy is so powerful at munching away fibrin and allowing healing oxygen and nutrients to repair and rejuvenate damaged joint tissue. Even the German Olympic team uses Dr. Wolf's enzyme therapy. Trainers for the German and Austrian Olympic teams caught on to the pain-killing power of enzymes back in 1984. German physicians needed a solution to help athletes recover between competitions. Opiate painkillers made players feel doped up and sluggish. So German scientists tested systemic multi-enzyme therapy on a random group of 100 hockey players. Players who took systemic multi-enzymes between games recovered faster, had less swelling, and performed better than players who didn't take the enzymes. German doctors and players were so impressed at how well the enzyme stopped pain. All German athletes now receive systemic multi-enzyme therapy. They believe so strongly in enzymes therapy, Germany and Austria ordered more than 1 million enzyme capsules for their athletes for the 1998 Winter Olympics. And today, the company that manufactures those enzyme capsules is an official supplier and sponsor of the German Olympic team. You see, German doctors know that over time, your body repairs even the most painful joint or muscle, as long as you clear out the excess fibrin. A study published in the Journal of the American Dental Association looked at people having oral surgery. Each patient had 2 separate but comparable procedures, one on each side of the mouth. After the first procedure, the patient received these pain-relieving enzymes. After the second, they received a placebo. Patients who received the enzymes reported faster recovery with less pain and swelling. In another study, 160 women who'd had a surgical procedure while giving birth were given either enzymes for pain or a placebo. After just 4 days, 96% of the women taking the enzymes said their pain was completely gone. And still another study in the medical journal Arthritis shows a certain enzyme combination may be just as effective as NSAIDs like Tylenol and Advil, and could stop the reliance on acetaminophen in the management of chronic knee osteoarthritis. These studies are big news if you're one of millions who can't leave home without making sure you've stashed a bottle of pain pills in your car, purse, or briefcase. The drug companies won't tell you this, but a study from the University of Rochester shows NSAIDs decrease your body's production of antibodies. Antibodies are special proteins that help your immune system destroy viruses, bacteria, and other chemicals. The more antibodies your body has, the easier it is for your body to fight off sickness and disease. Wiping out your body's production of antibodies with constant NSAID use could be setting you up for disaster, especially when statistics show viruses and infections are a major killer of people over 65. And not only are enzymes on par with NSAIDs when it comes to pain relief, but enzymes are proven to boost your immune system and help your body eliminate viruses and bacteria from your body. Can NSAIDs or Big Pharma's pain pills do all of that? Certainly not. And here's what I'd like you to remember. You can easily give your body a new supply of healing enzymes that clear out excess fibrin and relieve pain. And you don't need a prescription from a German doctor or any doctor. My research team and I formulated a systemic multi-enzyme solution based on Dr. Wolf's research. We call it Heal and Soothe. And today, I'd like to send you a free bottle. Just cover a small shipping charge. You see, I know the systemic enzymes in Heal and Soothe are the real deal for eliminating pain. And so do the tens of thousands of people around the world who rely on Heal and Soothe to help them live pain-free. I know if you feel it for yourself, the light bulb will go off, and suddenly you'll be like, I get it. Now for the first time, you can get your hands on a safe and effective pain reliever without prescription drugs and without the worry of addiction or death. Our proven formula delivers the most powerful systemic enzymes and pain-fighting superfoods. Heal and Soothe is a combination of multiple systemic enzymes like protease AM, protease 6.0, alkaline protease, plus an extract of ginger and the inflammation-fighting enzymes from pineapple and papaya called bromelain and papain. All of these ingredients are proven to cut through excess fibrin, reduce inflammation, and promote pain relief. Heal and Soothe has changed the lives of tens of thousands of everyday folks just like yourself. And today, you can get a free bottle and feel firsthand how systemic multi-enzyme therapy melts away pain and discomfort you may have been struggling with for years, or even decades. Just click the button below to reserve your free bottle now. When you accept my invitation for your free bottle of Heal and Soothe today, you will very likely be the next pain sufferer who finally gets lasting relief. It happened for Greg Moorman, and it can
inflammation, wiping out pain, and restoring full range of motion to your sore, achy joints. This quick message about your order is for those suffering from pain right now. Heal and Soothe goes to work right away, dissolving and whisking away the sticky buildup of scar tissue that keeps you in pain. However, some folks need an extra boost during the first few months. By taking more when you get started, you give your body a much better chance of clearing away decades of buildup. We call this a loading dose. When you take advantage of this special Welcome to the Family offer, you give yourself enough pain-relieving power to deliver the results you're expecting. To avoid paying the full price of $69.95 on our website, make sure you secure the special offer today. By saying yes below, you'll receive one more bottle at only $39. That's over 40% off the retail price. I'm willing to take all the risk here. I promise that if you're not 100% satisfied, simply send back the bottles and unused portion. I will send you an immediate, complete, and total refund with no questions asked within 90 days of your purchase. So remember, you must be able to feel the benefits of Heal and Soothe. If for some reason you don't, please remember, you'll get an immediate, complete, and total refund of every penny you paid within 90 days of your purchase, excluding shipping and handling. You can call our customer service center 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We never close. And when you become part of our family, you get free coaching and access to me as co-founder and fitness expert. You can call me toll-free or email me with any of your questions or concerns. I talk to our customers every day and have personally helped thousands of people since we founded the Healthy Back Institute 13 years ago. Think about that. If you bought a pain formula anywhere else, who's going to answer your questions and help you use it? But my level of commitment goes beyond just questions about Heal and Soothe. I actually take the time to help you solve your problems and get you on the path of real healing. When you order from us, you really are part of the family. We take responsibility for your health and well-being and aren't afraid to go the extra mile. I work hard to bring you the latest breakthrough discoveries at a fair price. I would never offer them to you if I didn't sincerely believe this. My bottom line is that I want you to be